So tell me about where were you like pre-COVID?
Honestly, pre-COVID, the beginning of the year, it started off kind of slow. Like, and that's kind of typical, with it being out of the seasons and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And back in November, though, I switched real estate teams, and I made a big goal for myself. I also turned 30, and I said that this is,
Wait, so you're only 30?
Yes, I'm only 30. I pretty much said is like, hey, if I'm not gonna have any more children, like something's gonna be my baby, and real estate is my baby. So,
well, congratulations on having
thank you, my new baby. So I actually had to do 90 hours of schooling in West Virginia, on top of what I already had in Virginia. So I actually woke up every day at 3:30 in the morning with my husband, did school for about 3.5 hours, then woke up my 3 kids, got them to school, because remember, this is still pre-COVID. We're putting everybody on the bus in the morning. And I just studied. I actually took the exam right before COVID happened. Like, I was probably one of the last people that got to go in and take the West Virginia State Board, and I passed.
Yay.
And from then, the day I got my license, I posted up on Facebook, like, I'm licensed, and within 2 days, I had listings.
Oh my gosh.
It was like people were just waiting for it.
I was going to say, how did they?
It was like they were waiting.
Like, put me on your VIP list that way as soon as you.
Yes.
Yeah, so was it just your Facebook, social media?
Pure Facebook. And honestly, I always wanted to be a very organic person in my business and in life. I just wanted to build relationships. I didn't want to be the person that paid for something or paid for stats, or a lot of people do a lot of coaching, which is great. I think that everybody's individual needs fit differently, but for me personally, I didn't really need somebody telling me what to do. I was more creative on my own to say, hey, what felt right? I would knock on people's doors. I would just kind of check in on people that I knew that were thinking of buying, thinking that were selling, or just curious about what was going on. And actually, I just interact with people a lot. I thought I needed to do like a Tip Tuesday or Make You Move Wednesday or anything like that, but actually, I dominate in Shenandoah, where I live in Harpers Ferry. I have a feature that I say, who wants to be my neighbor? And
I see those.
Yeah. And I just post
Look
about
how many
that.
houses does she have? No.
Yeah. And then people just are like, oh my gosh, I want to be your neighbor. And I literally became the local realtor. I knew Shenandoah inside and out between living there, just connecting with the community even more, being able to describe it. Shenandoah is a very interesting community. There's no way to it.
So you didn't need all of West Virginia?
No, I didn't need. I'm literally just in Harpers Ferry.
You just needed
I just need my backyard.
Your backyard, essentially.
That's all I needed.
And you've seen.
So it literally is word of mouth. Is that Shenandoah is a very tight knit. A lot of people have lived there for years and years and generations too. So it literally just took I had a house I put on the market right on Mission Road, which is a main road into Shenandoah, and a lot of people knew the owner. I helped her clean out about 20 years of her life and organizing it, getting a yard sale, bringing people in. And from that, people are like, no realtor does that.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying no, but a lot of realtors just get the listing, sometimes make some promises that they can't deliver, put a sign out, and just wait. I literally spent about 3 weeks with all my sellers before we go through the house, and I help them organize. Do they need a yard sale? Do they need an auctioneer person to come in and pick up some antiques or something like that? I will have my guys come power wash. I'll do anything to get their house to where they need to be, because the main thing is that their home is the next step to a big thing. It could be paying for college for the kids, retirement, a bigger home, downsize, what have you. So I take that very seriously, and I want to make sure that they can get as much money as possible and have a good experience too. Because it's kind of scary having somebody come into your house and judging you, and like, oh my gosh, having feedback and things. So that's
where did you get this from? Because it's not like this type of mindset. No, really, I do know that this type of mindset of like getting in and doing the grunt work as a whole is not something that is
people
common.
Won't do.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot of work. There are many sleepless nights that I have because I take it on like how I want to be treated. My house is actually on the market too. I got under contract in 3 days. So I really took that opportunity to really be in my seller seats and say, how did it feel to have people come in and out of your home? How did it feel to have showings and have to run out like a firefighter? Or I had a home inspector actually damage a part of my house during inspection. So I can now tell, my sellers, if that was to happen, how we go about it. So I really just put myself in their shoes. And I really wanted people to be treated how I would want to be treated. It just kind of came from probably my background. I'm one of 6. My dad passed away when I was 10, so I kind of had to grow up and saw life kind of differently. And he was in NIH, so I saw a lot of children very young, going through chemotherapy or older, and it just gave me a lot of compassion.
He was
I think.
what? Say that again.
He was at NIH. It's National Institute of Health. Okay. He got diagnosed with cancer when he was 36, and a few days after he was 38, he passed away. Okay. So it kind of just made me grow up and just see like, wow, things can change, and everybody deals with emotions differently. Everybody is at a different part in their life, and you don't really know what people are going through. So I really just feel that my compassion helps just kind of connect with people, to be honest.
Tell me really quickly, I know it has nothing to do with real estate, but I
Yeah.
think it has actually everything to do with real estate. Well, right when you walked in, you said something about, because I commented on how phenomenal your hair looked. What was your previous career before?
I was a cosmetologist. So when I was about 16 years old, I realized school wasn't for me. I just wanted to be with people. I wanted to use my hands. I wanted to touch people and just make them feel good. And I know when you look good, you feel good, because I know that's how I feel. And I went to cosmetology school down in Miami. I came back up here, and a salon just wasn't the atmosphere for me. So I was doing a lady's hair, and she said, you know what, I don't mean to be rude, but this isn't the place for you. And I was like, she could feel it. She felt that this wasn't it, but she was like, but you're so good at what you do. And I said, well, where do you think I should be? And she said, well, I actually run a part of Loud Nursing and Rehab, and we have a beauty shop that we are looking for a stylist. And I said, sign me up. She said, can you do rollers? I said, sure. And it was the most humbling job ever. I had that for 2 years. I had 100 residents, and I took care of them.
Who were these residents? Like, who were they?
So they were anybody that were either long-term patients or people that were in nursing and rehab. So anybody that maybe if they broke a hip and they needed to be in care for a little bit longer. Elderly, yep. Or just some that, unfortunately if you had a bad motorcycle accident or something and it left you, in a condition that you needed a little bit more care than, at home for. So it was wonderful. I loved it.
So when you told me that, I was like, and then hearing your actual success story of how like quickly you've grown, I think that's what's carried that piece of you, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I would say so too. And I honestly then after I did that, is that the moms and the daughters of or the sons of their family members that were in the nursing care, they would say, hey, would you want to come to my house? Mm-hmm. And I said, yeah. So I literally then would travel. I then kind of expanded my business to be a traveling hairstylist. And I became a mom and wanted to take a little setback. And then actually my husband's family is really big into real estate. So I kind of jumped into that and learned the ins and outs. But working for the family wasn't for me. I'm kind of a go-getter.
Just like the salon atmosphere. You had to do it on
my own, kind of like a cord. I just, you're more comfortable in your skin when you can really be yourself and you're not being told or molded that, hey, this is how you have to be to have success. I kind of just took out all my knowledge and then took the hands off the wheel and said, let's just see where this ride takes me. And I'm very happy that I did that. I'm glad that I had that positive mindset and just that leap of faith that, hey, I believed in myself I could do it. Some people may have kind of questioned, everything, but
what you doing?
But at the end of the day, I went to sleep happy knowing what I did.
And you've seen success in such a short period of time. I mean, on a grand scale, maybe not for you because you've been up at 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock, just studying. But so so basically COVID hits in about March. You already have your exam. You've already started listings.
Yep.
Throughout the time period, what have you done that somebody else who's listening to this can say, whether or not they're a real estate agent or not, doesn't matter. What have you been doing in the meantime to help you see that continued success to this day?
I would say relationship. It's all about relationship. Anybody, I think I saw one of your lives that you were saying that, hey, if you're not giving any value, they're going to go on. There are plenty of other restaurants. There are plenty of other realtors. There are plenty of other dentists. But there's a reason why we stay why we stay loyal, I guess. Is to whoever you feel comfortable with, whoever you really feel trusted with. And I believe that's just really where my success came, is that I just always keep up with people, that they know that they can call me any time of the day, text me, they can ask me things. I have anywhere from my clients that I've sold their house, then that their parents are asking me, or then their children are asking me. And it's just keeping up with them. I give little gifts all the time. I stop by. I really make them feel that I'm here for them and I'm available at any time.
Do you have a team that helps you, or are you by yourself?
Oh gosh.
Are you like training your kids around the neighborhood?
My kids, my son says, my 8-year-old says, I want to build houses, and my daughter just says, I want a sign with my smile on it that you guys did my beautiful photos for. She says, I want a picture just like that, Mommy. So I did just hire an assistant, which I'm so happy I did, because wow.
Sounds like you need.
Yeah, you need, and you just need it too. I just felt that, even though I'm Superwoman, I still need time to step back and enjoy my life, too. Not that I don't enjoy it when I'm with my clients, but my children need me too, very much. So that has helped. Is I hired an assistant, and she is my Jill of all trades, I say. She helps me stage. I needed a room painted on a listing that I had, and she goes, I got it. Yeah, I got it. And I was like, really? I mean, we power washed together, what have you. In the future, yes, I can see myself getting a buyer's agent or something like that. But I also believe in quality over quantity in a way as well. I don't want to grow myself so big that not everybody's like me. And I give a lot of attention to detail, and I give a high level of service. And that's why I get called. That's why I get hired, is because they want that same result that the previous client had, and I want to be very selective of who can keep up with that.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, so over the next 6, 12, 18 months, besides potentially growing your team, what are some other things that you're going to add into your business or subtract from your business in order for you to see that double, quadruple, and whatever the next piece is?
I really have a big goal of being the queen of Shenandoah, to be honest with you. Awesome. Is that I really, Shenandoah, like I said earlier, is such an interesting, unique place too. And there's an eclectic group of homes. It's anywhere from a 1950s, cabin style to, I just put a home on the market that's over 5,000 square feet in Shenandoah. I mean, it's very eclectic. So I just really want to serve those people. I really want to give them as much value and then bring in buyers. I mean, there's a lot of people, I'd say 9 out of 10 buyers that are coming in are from Virginia, and they don't really understand. It's a little bit different to leave Virginia and Loudoun, what you're used to hop over the border and be in a mountain. Yeah. But also people are looking for that now. You don't need to be 5 minutes from work because nobody's commuting to work. Right. You really just need to be in a place that you have space and internet.
Wi-Fi is important.
To work from home, but a lot of us are doing different schooling. So some people are looking for a place that the kids can be outside and have a garden and be 5 minutes from the river, or a hiking trail and historical places that you can kind of incorporate learning in a different way. So
Raymond, she's selling us into West Virginia right now. No, seriously, the way that you just described that is so beautiful, because I think that's really what families, or at least in my mindset, that's what we want for our kids. Everything we do is to have that lifestyle for our kids that helps them develop into the person we want them to
absolutely become.
If
it makes you feel any better, that I literally went to a listing appointment in June. I got called to list a gorgeous home. I'm working on it the next day, and my husband goes, "What you working on?" And I said, "Oh, my new listing." He goes, "I've driven by that house for 5 years. You got called to list it?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm buying it." So we're literally moving 1 mile down the road to still stay in Shenandoah, because to me that was home. I mean, we've lived in Loudoun. We did a quick flip in Brunswick, Maryland, and then we built our home in Harpers Ferry. And to me, there's no other place I want to call home. And I think that alone, just my enthusiasm and my energy and my love for that community and area, sells it.
Yeah.
Sells itself.
So the way you describe it is beautiful. So have you done video at all? Whether it's Facebook Lives or pre-recorded?
I'm trying to. My assistant is encouraging me to do it, and I actually just did a live. I sold a house that I had on the market literally for 3 hours, got sold overpriced, less than 30-day close, and then I did a live for him. I loved the clients. I mean, I love all my clients, but they had lived there for 25 years, and I just thought it was such a special kind of thing to just go live and kind of tell them about the process and stuff like that. So I'm going to do more of that.
Do more, but even if it's pre-recorded and you share it, the way you describe what it feels like to live there, it was beautiful. Just in that short, 10 second.
Let me make a quick note.
But yeah, no, awesome. Any other mindset hacks or anything that you can say to somebody who is not in the space that you're in mentally, and they kind of need that little bit of
love? I would really say the people that you surround yourself, the things that you read, the places you go. I mean, it really has to do with a lot of your mindset. You know, if you're in a good place or in a bad place, I mean, you can be in a bad place and just decide, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, do I want to continue to be here? No, you know, I want to be happy. I want to be successful. And sometimes we look around for so many different things and we don't just realize our gifts that are right in front of us. You don't need 20 gifts to be successful. You can have 1 or 2 and just focus on that and put a lot of energy and just plant those seeds and watch them grow. So I would say, honestly, I just choose to wake up every day and keep going on. I know that there's more to life than sitting back and waiting for something to come. You've got to go out and get it. And believe me, that's what I've done. And if you go in Shenandoah, I'm the girl on the sign. People start telling me, hey, you're that girl on the sign. I'm like, yes. And they're like, hey, I got to sell a house. You know, I want to get you now before someone else swoops in. So I would just say, just be happy and be positive and keep going. If someone tells you can't do it and you feel in your heart you can, do it. Prove them wrong.
That right there, right?